All right, y'all. Today we are talking about why most modern fitness is really harming people, right? It's quietly harming people, and it's not that movement is bad. Movement is good. We're designed to be moving, right? It's the way that people train today. They ignore the nervous system and what it does. Most fitness culture today is built off of no days off, go hard or go home, leave it all on the floor. You should be exhausted, right? You should be depleted, or you should feel that exhaustion, or and until you can't do anymore, right? No pain, no gain. But the body doesn't grow from exhaustion. It doesn't. It grows from regulated stress followed by recovery. We're going to get into that a little bit. And most people are already stressed before they go to the gym, right? They already are stressed. And the real issue is nervous system burnout. Your body runs on two major system modes, all right? Sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, right? That's your stress response, cortisol, adrenaline rise, blood sugar rise, muscle tightening, digestion shuts down, right? That's your sympathetic nervous system. You have your parasympathetic nervous system. That's rest and repair, recovery mode, hormone balance, tissue repair, digestion, immune support, deep sleep. Most modern adults are living in chronic sympathetic activation before they even train, right? They're already in their sympathetic nervous system fight or flight mode from work stress, financial pressure, phone stimulation, poor sleep, inflammatory diets, emotional strain. Then they go to the gym and they add more stress with their high intensity intervals, their max effort lifting, cold plunges, fasted training, pre-workout stimulants, all that caffeine and everything. This isn't strength building, right? It's stacking stress on top of stress. You don't want to do that. What overtraining really does, it's not just sore muscles, right? That's not overtraining. That's not all that's going on there. It's a nervous system exhaustion. And when you chronically train in high sympathetic mode, your cortisol stays elevated, thyroid function can drop, testosterone decreases, progesterone decreases, sleep quality worsens, rested heart rate rises, HRV drops, injury increases, inflammation rises, and the body eventually says, I cannot do this anymore, right? I can't adapt to this level of stress. That's why we break down. It's because we're moving too fast for our bodies to catch up. Exhaustion culture is misunderstanding the stress, right? The body can't tell the difference between emotional stress and blood sugar stress and sleep deprivation and intense exercise and trauma and financial stress, right? All these stress signals are being sent to your hypothalamus, right? Your body is registering all of this stress, no matter what it is, and it's reacting to it. It affects your immune system. It affects all of these different things. Stress is stress. And so when someone's sleeping 5 to 6 hours, drinks caffeine all day, eats poorly, feels anxious, and then does this high intensity training 5 to 6 days per week, they aren't building resilience, right? They're digging themselves deeper into depletion. And there are signs of nervous system burnout from fitness. And it's not all just from fitness, but this is a big reason why you need to try and move correctly. This is what it looks like in real life, right? You feel wired but tired. You need caffeine to train. You shouldn't need caffeine to train. You should have energy to train. You can't sleep deeply. That's a big issue. Your heart races at night. Your resting heart rate, it races at night. You stop getting stronger, so you plateau. Your joints ache. You lose motivation. You get sick more often. Women sometimes lose their cycles, right? Because they're in constant flight or fight mode. Libido drops. Anxiety increases. And people are thinking, I just need to push harder. I just need to push through this. No pain, no gain. But your system really needs safety, not intensity. It needs a regulated nervous system. And you are the one that needs to regulate it. See, this is the missing piece. Regulation before intensity. Strength should increase your capacity, but you can only increase your capacity from a regulated state. Healthy training includes breath work, right? Breathing properly. This is very important. This is something that Bruce Lee talked about many years ago. But prioritizing certain types of breathing, there's different diaphragm breathing and stuff. And actually, a lot of UFC fighters know this, and they utilize breathing properly because of how it stresses out their neck and their shoulders. So this is really important. Prioritize nasal breathing. Stops before your nervous system overwhelms, right? You need to know when to stop. Leave 1 to 2 reps in reserve, so don't overexhaust yourself. Emphasize quality over fatigue. Quality is more important than exhausting every bit of resources you have, right? Allow full recovery days. Cycles intensity seasonally. There is a time for intensity, but you need to take a different approach to it. True strength feels like grounded, you're clear, you're calm, you're powerful. That is true strength. You're not frantic, you're not shaky, you're not depleted, right? You're not feeling uneasy. You feel strong and planted. The truth is a large percentage of the population is underslept, undernourished, overstimulated, emotionally burdened, and chronically inflamed. And adding aggressive training to all of that accelerates burnout. Like I said, stress is stress. Your thyroid hormones go out of whack. Thyroid issues rise, right? Adrenal dysregulation rises. Autoimmune conditions rise. You get direct signals to your autoimmune system through this stress. Your hormonal dysfunction rises. Not because exercise is bad, but because the nervous system was never supported through the process. What builds resilient strength instead is walk daily. Walking is important, especially through nature. Lift 2 to 3 times per week. Not 6 times, not 5 times, 2 to 3. And I would even go 4 on different weeks, right? For different intensity weeks. But breathe through your nose, and there's different levels of breathing as well. Keep most sessions moderate, right? Sleep deeply. Eat real food. That's extremely important. Periodically, gosh, I don't know why I couldn't get that word out. Periodically intense, right? You have to know when to increase the intensity. Train in a parasympathetic dominant state when possible. You're not trying to overstress yourself, so you don't want to be in a sympathetic nervous system state when you are doing this. You want to learn to train your nervous system for the best movement, best strength, best muscle tensity possible, best breath possible, right? All of these things work together to increase your strength. Strength should make you more calm, not more stressed, all right? You're not just wearing yourself out and you just feel good because you're tired. No, you are training your system to be more calm. See, what happens is when you train your nervous system like this, you end up being calmer mentally in other stressful situations. You could have financial stress, you could have other things that are going on in your life, relationship stress, but when you train and move your body, your entire nervous system is your body. It runs all throughout your body. And when you are able to train your parasympathetic nervous system that way, you end up being calmer across the board. This is really important. So rather than pushing your stress further, we're looking to regulate all of that stress and all of that nervous system and be on the other side of it, where we're not stressing ourselves. We're increasing our strength in our regulated nervous system, learning how to tense our muscles rather than learning how to tear them down, right? So this is extremely important. We'll get into all this on the Movement 101, 202, and 303. There's a lot to get into that, so I look forward to seeing you there on the school app.